Athletic coach Emmanuel Loblack. Sports Wrap, your one-stop shop for unique, inclusive, in-depth analysis of local, regional, and international sports, bringing you the best in sports debate and up-to-the-minute information and statistics. Sports Wrap, every Thursday, 6 to 8 p.m. Exciting hours of pure exciting sports talk. The experts are in the house. Sports Wrap, every Thursday evening, only on the big station, only on Q95. Lock it in.
Good evening and welcome to another edition of Sports Wrap, your favorite sports program. And we want to thank the creator that we are live and well after a little disturbance early in the week. Good night, I'm Lockhart Sebastian. Haven't seen Ronald
Emmanuel Loblack.
And
Thompson Fontaine.
Emmanuel Loblack.
Dr. Thompson Fontaine, sorry. Dr. Thompson Fontaine. So we still missing one. Ronald hasn't arrived yet. So we have a nice program for you tonight. We're going to be speaking to Mr. Ron Green about some activity in the East. Then we'll have the PRO of the Football Association. We're going to be talking about the T10 in the Windsor Park and basketball as well with Donnie Robinson. And then we will finish up with the discussion on the World Cup. Guys, South Africa did win, Dr. Fontaine.
They get that close. That close.
That is it. That close.
Well, you remember last week I told you, the last thing I said.
Yes, about Kohli, yeah?
I said, I didn't call his name. You always call his name. I said that great players choose the right time
yeah.
to do what they have to do. And
Yes,
you think
yes,
of Richards in the 79 World Cup. You think of Pele in 70 Football World Cup. Maradona, 86 football.
Yes.
Djokovic and Nadal and all these people. Serena Williams. Great players choose the right time, guys, to do what they
and his innings was the difference in the game, eh?
And the way he played it.
And what
the fella batted around.
Don't ignore the catch on the boundary.
We have to talk about that. I don't know, Dr. Funke, if you've seen videos where people doctoring things to try to pretend that the guy touched the. I don't know if you saw that. The videos.
I've not seen doctored videos. I saw it in real time, and it looked fair to me.
Well, there's no suggestion that he touched the rope. So people, but people can doctor things, and we'll talk about it.
Extremely close.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. That was the difference, but we'll talk about that when we come to that. But again, we also got to be talking about the Euros, guys, the European football. We're down to the quarterfinal stage, as well as the Copa America.
Copa America too.
In fact, tonight, Argentina playing Ecuador tonight in the first quarterfinal. So we have a lot of that to talk about. And maybe when we talk about basketball, we'll talk about...
UEFA, obviously.
Yeah, that's what I said, European football.
Yeah.
Yeah, the quarterfinal, because you have some mouth-watering clashes here. France, Portugal, Germany, Spain. So we have to talk about that. But guys,
somebody must go home.
Huh? Yeah, big teams.
Somebody has to go home.
In fact, France and Portugal, I think they played it was the 2016 final. These two teams played.
Spain and Germany,
Yeah, Germany and Spain. Spain playing the best football.
I tell you, some big guns have to go home.
Yes, tomorrow, in fact. Tomorrow, the first two quarterfinals. So, one at 12, one at 3. Yeah, so we'll talk about that. But also, I want to talk about the weather, guys, earlier. And Dr. Fontaine, I want to compliment you, to be honest. Not because you're there. And Lobby, from the time we left last Thursday, I was in touch with Dr. Fontaine. And everything he said up to Monday afternoon, when some people didn't know, came through. And Dr. Fontaine, I don't know if you'll agree with me, but what I have found, you hear people reading the weather forecast, and they come and longitude this, latitude that, north, south, west. What I'm saying, after you read it, explain to people. Because to be fair, 80% of the population sometimes don't understand what these people are talking about. What I would like how you explain it to me on Friday and Saturday and Sunday, Well, Sibo, by Sunday, we expect that. Monday afternoon, you're expecting plenty of rain. Apparently, some people didn't know that. But these people come and they read the weather forecast, don't explain to people, and people are lost. So what I would like to see, when after you read it, explain to the say, well, the south of the island might be impacted, the north of the, because that thing caught people off guard on Monday afternoon. You know. Some people were caught off guard. And I'm saying here, the people reading the forecast must explain to people. After you read what comes through the press, explain to the common man the weather, which part of the island would be impacted, the sea, the west coast, for instance, what happened on Monday, and they don't understand it. I don't know if you want to comment, Dr. Fontaine.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think that would help. That would help a great deal. Just giving the information as it comes from the National Hurricane Center. And the other thing is that when the National Hurricane Center speaks, they tend to be general. So they talk about the Windward Islands as against whether it is in St. Lucia or Dominica. And I think our Met people can do that. They can localize it. And I think that's what you said. And I agree with you. I've listened sometimes to the Met report, and I think that it can be a bit more specific. Let people know if it's about the Windward Islands, does that mean Dominica?
Exactly.
Does that mean that, what time, and that can be done from the reports, because I look at the same information, I look at the satellite information, and I'm able to do that. I have a weather group. I have, over 2,000 people on a weather chat that I'm able to speak to. But at the end of the day, it's important for that to be done. And I wish more of that would be done. As you say, I certainly agree with you.
Yeah. We have a caller already. Let's take the caller. Yeah. Good evening. Good evening.
Yes, good evening, Sibo. This is Lucy. I will call early on that one.
Yes, let's hear you.
Can you believe when I left where I was to come to my home Monday at 11 o'clock, Monday afternoon, I was shocked to see what's happening.
Exactly, because they're not...
Let me say, Dr. Thompson Fontaine, when we're that time, always remember, Lucy, you alone I'm listening to. You alone. Those on the other side just battle the people. Thank you.
Yeah, well, as I said, I was in touch from Thursday after we left here. Dr. Fontaine and I were in touch, and everything he said from Friday, Saturday, what will happen, and what's happening up to Monday afternoon. And it brings me again to the point about, I don't want to bash anybody, Q95. Apparently, Monday morning, we heard Q95 calling some minister of national security. Now, I don't mind when you call the minister, they speak on all issues. You call a mass minister, and then the first question I heard was, what can you tell us about Beryl? I turn off after that. I don't want to listen again. Now, what can this man tell you about Beryl you don't know? And the thing about it, you hear police brutality, people like Dr. Fontaine being arrested, Lennox Linton. You never hear the Minister of National Security. Don't try and be partial by bringing these guys, because you see, there's no partiality in Dominica. There's none. You bring these people to try and play you partial and ask them to explain, and they talk about people having their party, which is their private business, and that sort of thing. And you have all sorts of nonsense going on. In fact, you have people even asking people from 295 to come to the police station, ask them about those things, not bring them and ask them about weather. And then I heard people in the afternoon bashing the minister. They shouldn't be bashing him. I'm taking for him there. He didn't bring himself on 295. So I have a problem with this thing where people trying to be partial and having these people, when what they're supposed to be talking about, all this brutality of police and putting people in the cell and bringing them before the court, you never hear them. They wouldn't come on 295 to talk about this thing. We have another caller. Let's take the caller. Good evening. Hello? Hello? Good evening. Okay, the caller has gone. Lobby, I don't know. Well, Lobby has. Ronald, good night. Good night. I've just joined you. Yeah, good night.
Yeah. And I just want to make some very quick points. I have other points to make. I knew Thompson Fontaine when we went to school together on the Kville campus. We lived for 3 years together. on the Cable campus of the University of West Indies. Thompson was doing straight economics. I was doing economics and accounting. And I saw from that time that guy was a brilliant guy. So I had to take care of him. I took care of him.
Only did words. It was about you taking care of him.
I cooked for him. You remember the Jolo special?
Yes.
Brilliant guy. And now this guy is exhibiting his brilliance in all different areas. In management, in politics, in sports, in the weather. That's the quality of person we want to help us to take Dominica to the next stage.
And one other thing, guys, I don't know if you heard it. We heard DBS interviewing the man who is in the office. Okay, we have a couple of callers. Let's take it. Let's take them, and then I'll get back to the point. Yeah, make it. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Yeah, good evening.
Even Mario, function and security.
Speak up. We're not hearing you. Speak up, please.
Even Mario, when function and security about Mario, we come from Southeast and Belvedere. Yeah, that's the best man for that.
Yeah, guys, I don't know if you heard a quote, and I'm going to say that we will be mobilizing skilled workers. Let's take this caller and then we can. Good evening.
Good evening, Steve. How are you doing?
Very good. Good evening.
And good evening to your panel. Steve, you would not imagine I was the first caller called Matt on that program when I heard him say he's going to call the minister. I said to him, Matt, there are so many issues happening in Dominica concerning the Minister of National Security. And I suspect recently you and the Minister of Social Security have some kind of relationship. Because I just find it's only when it's weather time the man is reaching out to Q95. What about the other issues? The brutality of the police, the other vibes? I just do not understand. He doesn't get the man to speak on no other issues except weather alone, and the man using that as a technique to try to get to Q. You know what I mean? So I was very disgusted, man, when I heard Mr. doing that. Mr. Not objective enough, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, I was saying, Dr. Fountain Lobby Ronald, I don't know if you heard this quote. We will try to mobilize skilled workers to go to help the other island. Did you hear that? Did you all hear that? Huh?
No, I've not heard this. I must confess. I've not heard
On Tuesday, DBS had the man who sits in the office of the Prime Minister talking about what happened in the other islands and everything. And he said, and I quote, we will be mobilizing skilled workers to go and help the other island. I mean, can you believe that? In Collier, where I'm from, they built a health center. Not one skilled worker from down the coast worked there. Other health centers, nobody worked in these places. All now, if you go to the Goodwill School area, you'll see who is building the school everywhere. And we are talking about mobilizing skilled workers here to go elsewhere. Can you believe that, guys?
Yeah. What I have to say about that, Sibo, is that all respect to Dr. Fontaine, is that reach a stage in Dominica where we have a group of limited, mentally deficient politicians running Dominica. And they have surrounded themselves by certain persons of that same capability. And Dominica is crumbling. Look at the productive sectors. What are we exporting now in Dominica? What are we doing in agriculture in Dominica right now? What are we doing in agro-processing? What DCP in its glory days? It's good that one of the young boys from NASIP trying to get DCP going again, and it's good about that. Where is Bello? Where is Benjo Simos? Where is Dominica Essential Oils and Processing? And when we come to the construction area, my brothers, what deals have we made with the Chinese? The Chinese are involved in producing all our construction in all different areas. And when you talk to the local guys, local technicians, the quality is poor. And then you have Gadakan and Renault coming on the back end. But the worst part is the commerce. The commerce, the Chinese have taken care of all our commercial activity in Roseau. All you can go and buy in Roseau is controlled by Chinese. And you look at tourism. Tourism underdeveloped. You talking about air access, SIBO, air access. I hear all the discussions happening about air access. Guys decide they're going to build an airport with no plan and program. And I hear they have all kind of problems now. We don't have a cruise ship facility. After 23 years, a government in power, we don't have that. Guys talking about breaking ground for marina. What about our accommodations in tourism? All that has fallen apart. Our town access facilities, all that has fallen apart. Our economy is crumbling. Our government is unable to meet most of their commitments. Your government falling short on their commitments, paying people all over the place. All over the place, government is falling short. I'll be surprised soon where government can't pay salaries. And this is a government who was fortunate to have the most discretionary, disposable income from the CBI to build up Dominica. And all that has fallen apart. What can we do to salvage our economy? Thompson Fountain, what can we do to salvage our economy?
Before he answers that, let's take this call. Good evening. Oh, we lost the caller. Yeah. Well, as I said, you guys didn't hear it, but that to me, one we could talk about mobilizing people to send them on right here. People can't get work to do. Let's take the caller. Good evening.
But them truckers doesn't bother. Them truckers they have another voice now.
Well,
Chinese driving trucks all over the place.
And they have another voice.
Chinese driving trucks all over the place, Muku.
They don't say nothing.
Well, Muku, right? Even the ministers have no voice, Fallis, for the ministers have no voice. So, you know what?
Sibo, on another note,
yeah.
well, a footballer from my thingy, from my, Baggio, somewhere like that, from Italy.
Baggio?
They went in his home and hold him up and lock up his wife and his children and take all of his gold and his money, you know.
You mean, when you say, you mean thieves that did that?
Yeah, last week it happened.
Yeah. No, well, I didn't pick that up. So, well, thanks for calling.
I tried to call you, but I couldn't get you. What happened, man?
Okay. All right, thanks. We have another caller. Let's take the caller. Good evening. Hello. Hello. We lost the caller. Yeah, guys. So, as I say, guys, I mean, it is strange that you heard it. And another thing, Dr. Fountain, that thing, even in the same interview, you heard talk about Barbados. Oh, let's take the caller. We'll come back. Good evening.
Yes, good evening, Thibault.
Good evening, good evening.
And good evening to the other man with you.
Miss Ronald.
That's my program I always listen to.
Which other man you talking about? Which other man you talking about?
Hello?
Which other man you talking about?
Man on the panel.
And we also have Dr. Fountain and Loblack. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, Mr. and Dr. Fountain.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's my program I always listen to.
Mm-hmm.
And you see, when we talk about the economy in Dominica, to me, when you see we fighting for the people and them that need their money, it's just we wasting our voice. You know why I will say we wasting our voice? Because some of them working for government, they are contractors for government, and they are working, they're not getting paid. We have a lot of people in Dominica, government owing, and they're not getting paid. And they are not voicing. They will meet you and they tell you, look that, but they themselves not talking. If I find to myself, everybody make a placard and go by financial center and make a plea for your money. Stand up on the road, stand up on the street, put all the transport on the road and fight for your money.
Thank you, caller. We have another caller.
That's why on November, on the 7th of July, you need to show up and give support to what's happening.
Yeah, Dr. Fountain, I was saying about, even in that same interview, you heard talk about the apparently there was a CARICOM meeting and some of the prime ministers were explaining the damage, and you heard in Barbados of so much was lost from fishing. No, I have a problem with that. Barbados was one of the countries that was identified when the hurricane was going to strike. So somebody can tell me that these fishermen did not know they should put their thing, bring all their boats and everything to safety. That somebody's coming now and say, well, a lot of the boats got damaged. I have a problem with this.
What's about your West Coast, man? What's the problem on the West Coast? What's damage on the West Coast?
Well, let's take the call. I'll come to you just now. Let's take the caller. We have a caller there. Yes, there's a caller. 1 minute. Good evening.
Good evening, Sibo.
How are you, man?
Good evening to the rest of your panel.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
it's Lambi on the console. Hello, Lambi. I haven't shouted you for a while.
He's right there. He's right there. Yes.
Gentlemen, some one of your panelists posed the question about the Chinese, what they're doing. You mean we haven't found out yet that the memorandum of understanding with the Chinese covered 3 areas? They will only do infrastructure work. It will be with Chinese labor and Chinese equipment. Period. That is what it is. So, because they have done their research, they discover that most of these islands to whom they are giving money or doing these projects in the form of that, after X number of years, they have worked this thing out. They will no longer be able to service the debt. In that case, because it is only infrastructure, they will just seize the infrastructure. This is what the issue is. We take so long to figure these things out. And if you look, they are doing this across the world, Africa. Now they have invaded the Caribbean because our weak and helpless leadership that we have in the Caribbean. There's a crisis of leadership in the Caribbean. And so Chinese offer them instances where they provide these issues because it is not something that they're accountable to. They don't have to give account. They get their cut under the table. And the country and the rest of the people are irrelevant. But because these leaders are so lazy, inept, and incompetent, they accept these things. Because for them, for example, in Dominica, I see no reason why agriculture should not continue to be the base of economic growth and development in Dominica.
Thank you, caller. Thank you very much.
I see no reason why DCP should have left Dominica.
Well, they're back here.
I'm not shouting about the millions of dollars given to Yvonne Nassif because he has $6 million for the Six Senses project and he's doing nothing about it.
Okay, caller. We have to move on. Thank you very much. Guys, just checking. It's only in Dominica that election results don't change. In England, the Conservatives results are starting coming in, Dr. Fontaine. We see
I expect the Labour Party to
yeah, the Conservatives under the gun. Because, and you know, interestingly, I'm sure you heard from today, people had to vote with ID in England, right? I don't know if you saw that,
yes,
right?
Yes,
you absolutely. Had to have your ID today to vote in England. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the Conservatives were there for a long time. They have done a lot of crap from Boris Johnson and so on. So you expect them to lose. So, in fact, they could lose by a landslide tonight. See,
well, let's nationalize that.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, let's nationalize that.
You see results everywhere changing.
In Dominica.
Yeah, well, that's why I brought the point.
Where you have incompetent people running the government.
Mm-hmm.
Julius Timothy is one of the guys who is my main advisor. I visited him yesterday. And Julius said to me...
Who was, you mean? He's not dead, but I mean, he cannot advise you now.
His mind is not there, but his body is there.
Yeah.
And Julius said to me, the worst thing you can have is guys who want to stay in power that cannot do the work. They cannot do the work.
Well, that's true.
And they want to stay in power. And look what's happening in Dominica. We are crumbling all over. All over. Atsibo is saying there, guys want to stay in power. Guys want to find ways of staying in power. And the election program and stay in power, and they cannot produce. We can't produce. I'm Thompson Fontaine. You disappear, man, Thompson Fontaine.
I'm here. I'm here. Can you not see me? Yes.
Oh, by the way, hold on. What Muko was saying, look, somebody that sent it. Former Juventus and AC Milan footballer Roberto Baggio has been injured in an armed robbery at his home in northern Italy. The incident began at 22 hours local time when at least 5 people broke into the 57-year-old's villa in Vicenza, local media reported. So what Muko is saying, Muko is on top of the news. They broke into his building and did whatever they had to do. Thieves. And thieves all over the place. But as you said, guys, I mean, you see what's happening in England. Everywhere else, you see a change. And people had to vote with ID in England today. So that's why we want to see what's happening here. And as you said, Sunday, there's this big rally. You expect people to go there. People must go and show your face. It makes no sense. Well, Dr. Fontaine can tell us if any bad weather is expected this weekend, Dr. Fontaine?
Well, thankfully, it looks like we are okay for this weekend. The really bad weather has moved out of the region. Tropical wave last night, and it seems that this weekend we have a few days of respite. Yeah.
Well, is anything on the horizon when you say we have a few days next week? Is anything?
Well, yeah. The thing about it now, we're in a period of time when, on an almost daily basis, these stuff are coming off the coast of Africa. And some of them will survive the journey. It takes roughly about a week from the time they come off the coast of Africa to get to us. So it means that we could be having something almost on a weekly basis. It's just the time of year, that happens. And this year we expect more of those storms to make it to us. Every year we have it. Every year around that time we have it, where these storms move off the coast of Africa and they just die in the Atlantic. But more of them will survive because of the very warm situation we have and the fact that we have La Nina for the first time in 3 years, and it's going to be very dangerous for us this year. I am truly worried about this year, Sibo.
Okay.
I think it's probably one of our worst seasons ever.
Wow. But that's not good news. I mean, in fact, if you ask me, that's frightening news, really. That's scary news.
But Dr. Fontaine, cross over to the economics. And tell us why people should show up on Sunday to make a statement to what's happening in Dominica. Dominica is crumbling, my brother.
Yes, no, Ron, you're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. We have a situation in Dominica where this government has run out of ideas, obviously. You see the state of the economy, that inability to be able to create opportunities for our young people is one of the biggest issues I have with this country and with this government. And they have been in place for over 20 years now. And it is really too long to have the same government in place. Every other country, as my friend would say, Papa Bode, every other country changes their government after 5 or 10 years. Every single place you can think of. And yet we have maintained the government in place over all these years. It cannot be done.
Why?
Well, some of it has to do with the ways of this government and the ability to cheat and to steal elections. Let's not miss that point. I mean, a lot of what we've had in the past 2-3 election cycles have been a stealing of our elections. So that has contributed to it. Because I do not believe that fundamentally the people of Dominica are so much in support of this government. And when I go around Dominica, I say, but where did they get their votes? Because practically everybody you meet is talking contrary to this
correct.
government.
You're very correct.
It is truly an amazing phenomenon because you go around Dominica and the vast majority of people are saying, boy, that government is not good, that they're suffering and so on. And you wonder where they get their votes at the end of the day.
We have a caller, Doc. Good evening.
Where they get their vote, there are plenty greedy people undercover waiting to vote them back. Thank you.
All right, cool. Anyway, guys, we have to take our first break because we have a lot of things to talk about. But I will maintain again the weather people. After you have read the weather forecast, please explain to the populace. A lot of people cannot understand longitude this, latitude this, if northwest, or so many millimeters. You read the forecast and then explain. So the ordinary man will know, so people will not get caught off guard as sometimes it happens. Let's take our first break, guys.
Looking for a quiet, relaxing place to stay? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Leaving the office late and need somewhere close to town? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Business clients coming in and need accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Looking for group accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Located at 37 Goodwill Road in Portersville, upstairs ACS Supermarket. Enjoy our semi-self-contained rooms with private washroom, bathroom, Wi-Fi, air condition, cable network, mini refrigerator, all in a non-smoking environment. Call or WhatsApp at 1767-275-1899 or email us at info@portersplaceguesthouse.com to make your reservations. Porter's Place, your home away from home. Fit for a king, a queen, and all their royal subjects.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fenced pipe, and Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins, and bidets. PVC piping, fittings, and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
All you where in Roseau, Kimashadis, you can just walk in and order all your chicken parts, wholesale, and even enjoy retail. It's at AC Shillingford, all chicken parts available that you can afford. Fresh breast, and you know breast is best. Shillingford wings have muscle. After you eat it, you can fly. As for Shillingford chicken drum, even swinging stars just order drumsticks from Shillingford. And for those of you who love Risapul, AC Shillingford keeps your belly full. Buy your chicken wholesale at AC Shillingford. From wings to thighs to drums to breasts to backs to necks, it's available. It's always available and it's affordable. Plus you've got pork feet, ham and turkey, bull foot, chicken nuggets, pepperoni, all those right seasonings to make your kitchen keep on ticking. Buy your wholesale chicken at AC Shillingford. When you think of chicken, think AC Shillingford. Always fresh.
Okay, we are back, guys, and we have with us the evergreen Ron Green with us. Good night, sir.
Before you go to Ron Green, Sibo, let me make two quick comments. ACS, who's been sponsoring us over and over again, and Rudolph Thomas. If you are in the north of the country, support Rudolph Thomas. If you're in the south of the country, support ACS. Let's support our sponsors. Ron Green, good night to you, sir.
Yes, sir. Good night. Good to hear from you, and congrats on the show. You're doing well, and keep it up the good work for sports.
Well, Dr. Fontaine is there, your man there, and Lobby, they're there, right?
Yeah, well, that's true. That's true.
All right. Well,
yes, indeed.
Mr. Green, I know you have this activity, I think it's on Saturday, right?
Well, it's a small goals competition on Saturday morning, the 6th of July. Well, not in the morning, at 1 p.m. At the La Plaine playing field. We're inviting from all of the Southeast, from Dailies up to Grand Tour, all footballers, young and old, to form a 7-man team, 5 playing and 2 subs, to take part in the small goals competition at the playing field in La Plaine from 1 p.m.
What you said, the playing field, doesn't it have a name, the playing field? You shy to say the name, Mr. Green?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
I say you said the playing field. Doesn't the playing field have a name, the playing field in La Plaine?
It's called the RMG playing field.
And that's the acronym for what?
RMG.
What's the acronym for what?
Rupert Marcus Green.
Right, exactly. Say that.
Who gave the land. Yes.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
So let listeners know that it was donated by your family. Let people
Grandfather,
know.
yes.
Yes. So is it an activist? Is it the Southeast Club that's doing it? This activity?
It is organized by the La Plaine Sports Association, Development Association in La Plaine, and it is sponsored by one of our football legends who played for Southeast, who was the forming member of Rising Stars, and who also played for the national team. That is Dennis Ito, who is presently based in the USVI. So he's sponsoring it, and he's providing a prize of $2,000, a whopping. It's gone up because when we first organized the competition, it was lower, but it's now $2,000 for first place team and $750 for second place. So that's a whopping prize for where we expect about 10 to 12 teams that will take part, and it should be very exciting.
Is he currently on island, Dennis Ito?
Yes, he's here. He's in La Plaine at the moment. Yeah.
Okay. Guys, you all want to ask him?
Sibo,
yeah.
Is there an entrance fee?
Yes.
Is there a fee?
It's $5 a player entrance fee, so $35 per team. So each team to register, you have to pay $35, and registration is actually due yesterday, and there are one or two teams that have registered, but there are some that will be coming in late. So we urge all those who are interested to get your money into Sean Stedman, the youth officer in La Plaine. We're collaborating with the youth division in getting this event organized.
Is that open to all teams in the island, Mr. Green?
It's open to all footballers from whatever the young. We don't expect anybody younger than 14 or 15, but but they're all footballers. Once you're a football player, you might get some of them. We have some very talented young people that are 12, 13. They might be interested, and you might see them come around. So they're invited.
Oh, that's very good. Very, very good. And you say it's on Saturday afternoon?
Saturday afternoon, starting at 1 p.m. sharp, and we will do the dip at the time, and we will review the rules with the teams, and we'll get going very shortly after 1 p.m.
So you expect to go on through the night? You're going to, because you have lights?
Well, we have lights.
Right.
We have lights. So let's say we have 12 teams, so that's 6 matches. There's a possibility we might go into the evening. So once we get past 6:30 or so, we'll put on the lights,
And it's $2,000 for the winning team, right?
Exactly.
Well, that's a lot of money, man.
That's a big bolo, as they say.
Sibo.
Yeah, go ahead, Lobi.
What is the duration time per game?
Sorry?
Duration time per game.
Duration time per game. We will discuss that with the teams, but we're looking at 20-minute halves.
So 40 minutes per game then? 40 minutes.
Yes,
40 minutes.
Yes.
Okay. 40 minutes.
Right.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, that's fair enough.
Straight minutes. No break.
Yeah, there will be a half-time break. 20 minutes and a 5-minute break, and then we continue with the final. Yeah. So each game take about an hour.
Okay. And any team that is playing must register. They must be financially secured to play for you all.
Indeed. If they're not registered, they cannot play. If they're not registered, they cannot play. They're allowed 7 players only, and you cannot play for only one. You can only play for one team. We will have officials. We will have clear rules. The field will be marked, and we'll be ready to go from 1 p.m. So we're urging all teams not to lagger, not to lay behind, come on time, pay your money, register your team, do your dip, and get ready to rumble.
Ron Green, when you say small goal, what size small goal? Is it a goal that you can kick into, or you have to come all the way forward to push inside?
The goal is approximately 3 feet wide and about 2 feet high. And we will not allow, as you see sometimes, we will not allow a defender to stand directly in front of the goal. There's going to be a small semicircle, approximately 5 or 6 feet in front of the goal, in which all defenders have to be outside the goal, outside that semicircle. So we'll explain that to the teams at the time. That will make it more interesting as opposed to a defender standing, and blocking the goal, which happens in local play.
Yeah,
and Mr. Green,
I'm guessing it's a straight knockout. So how are you going to decide the winners if there is a draw, for example?
Well, we'll find. We're meeting tonight, so we'll look at some more details as to whether it's going to be, strictly speaking, a knockout. That depends on the time, the amount of teams, or how we work it out. Yeah, but we'll eventually emerge with a winner. If there are 12 teams, there are 6 winners, then that means that 3 more games, and if they're approximately an hour each, you're looking at 6 and 3, 9 hours. So if we start at, let's say, 1:30. You can see we'll go right into the night. So it's it's a question of timing and how many teams. So we'll have to look at that the detail of how we get a winner. And we'll announce that to the teams on Saturday when they arrive.
Yeah, go ahead, Lobby.
Yes, Mr. Green. The light at the playing field. Who's responsible?
Yes. Well, it is under the responsibility of the La Plaine Sports Development Association. We have the key, and it's a pay-as-you-go. So, for example, tonight, Southeast and RC Doctors are training tonight, and they will pay the fee for the light for tonight when they train.
Okay.
And usually Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are training nights. So LA Stars, Southeast, and RC Doctors train on different nights. So, but the La Plaine Sports Development Association is the one responsible with the key, who takes the payment and who settles the pay as you go.
Okay.
Can you give me an estimate per night if a team is using there for practice?
Yes.
How much
would it cost? It's approximately $25 an hour of full lighting. That is all 6 lights. Now some teams, when they train, they only train with 3 lights, so it's $12.50. Because you have either 3 lights which light one side, or the full lighting, which is 3 plus 3, which will be 6 lights. So it's either $12.50 or $25 per hour. So if you train for 2 hours, it can be maximum $50.
Well, Mr. Green, that might be an invitation for a sponsor right there, Lobby. Maybe you should speak to him off air to find out. The mere fact that he had asked you the question, it might be an offer for sponsorship, right? Yeah? Is that fair, Lobby?
Indeed.
Huh?
Well, Sibo, it's very matter of fear.
Any interested sponsors, please contact us. I'll be happy to talk to
Well,
them.
that's why Lobby asked you the question. You might be interested.
No, the lighting of the fields and the hard courts. I thought they were free.
Oh, okay.
No, well, we had lights back in earlier days, way back before 2011. Right. Almost 10 years we had lights, and that was sponsored by government at the time. But at this particular
correct. Tell him that
we just got the lights reinstated approximately a month to 2 months ago. They had been out for more than 10 years.
Wow!
So we just got them up, and we were able to negotiate a pay-as-you-go system with Domlec.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Green. Okay. So I guess next week we'll contact you. You'll tell us how things went, and you'll probably.
I'll be happy to do that.
And you'll let us know who won that $2,000. Thank you very much.
Excellent.
Thank you very much.
All right. All the best. Keep up the good work with the show.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. I just checking there. The hammering the Conservatives are getting only 141. They won from 3-something the last time. Labour has 410 seats, so it's a beating the And you know, a lesson here. After 14 years in power now, the Conservatives, the people in England say, thank you very much. You've been playing the fool. We need a change. And that happens, as you said, Dr. Fountain, around the world. My God. People play the fool.
And it's going to be a landslide.
Yeah, landslide. 410 seats, I think, to 141.
Yes, 410. Yeah. Wow.
So it's a beating. Huge. Yeah, it's a beating, and it's a lesson around the world where, and as I said today, people had to vote with IDs. Not like Dominica, you go in the polling station, your name is Ronald Lander, somebody takes a piece of paper and says, oh yeah, Ronald Lander, you come and vote in this day and age. My goodness. We're in a first world country.
Wow. That is quite a feat, eh? And then you also have elections coming up started parliamentary elections in France as well.
Yes.
Where Macron might be in some trouble as well there, and his party.
Yeah. Guys, while we wait on our next thing, we probably can discuss the Euros quickly. By the way, did you all see that? The match, the penalty shootout between Portugal and Slovakia. You all saw that, right?
Yes. Where the keeper saved 3 consecutive
keeper saved
penalties.
3 penalties, the first 3 penalties of Slovakia. And that I've never seen that before.
No, this is phenomenal. The guy he gets right every time. He died.
But that was poor. Very poor penalties. Very poor.
That never happened.
And you know, strange now, during the regular time, Ronaldo missed a penalty, by the way. He missed a penalty.
Right.
And then he came in the penalty shootout and took the first penalty. The first penalty, and it was something else. Man, that was a game.
But Sibo, let me tell you, first of all, yes, you can save penalty, you can save. But those 3 penalties, they were poorly taken. There was no power on them. Very, very poor. Now, the second penalty of Ronaldo, that was his angle as a right footer. It was well angled away from the keeper. The first one, it was with his right foot again. It wasn't properly angled, and I find it lacked power. But the second penalty, it was well angled with some power. But I find, guys, realizing they gave to me it's through the keeper into it gets right. But you have to look at delay your action. You can learn free. I've never seen that before. But
free.
You have Portugal. But right now, Germany, Spain, somebody going home. A big gun going home.
Well, you know what?
Portugal, France.
But Thompson, remember on campus, Combined Islands play against Trinidad, and I kick a penalty, and Thompson, they kick it back over the bar. You can't place penalties. You got to kick the ball. You're so close. Kick the ball. The goalkeeper cannot dive right or left. You kick the ball.
You put as much power into it as possible.
Power into the ball, and you kick the ball up into the nets.
Okay, guys, we have with us. We'll come back to that. The PRO of the Football Association, Mr. Evi Lawrence. Good night, sir.
Good night, Mr. Sebastian. Good night, Dr. Fountain. Good night to the listeners of 295. And I hope my friend Lobby is on. So good night.
Lobby is there. Your boy is there. Lobby is there. He's very attentive. So he's listening to you.
Voilà, mon kachebe, aba la pli, aba tout. Mouve tanou la, kachebe web. Nou pa kamori.
Okay. Ebi, you had football last weekend. We haven't heard you for a while. You had Premier League football last weekend?
Yes, we had football last weekend.
Yes, can you tell us what happened?
We had the Premier League. We had First Division League. However, the game on Sunday between Harlem and Bombers did not play because of the threat we were posed with Hurricane Beryl. But nonetheless, there are a few changes to our standings where we are. After 7 games, we still Dublin is still leading the points table with 19 points, 6 draws, 6 wins, 1 loss, followed by We United. They defeated Southeast, Surgical Southeast, Toulon, and they are in second position. East Central, 7-6-7 East Central is on 11 points. Middleham is in 4th position with 10 points. Southeast with 10 points. And Middleham has a goal difference over Southeast. Mawo Soka Strikers, 10 points. Again, goal differences, 3 thereabout. Port Michel is on 7. Bathurst State is on 6. Tomex Harlem 4. And Bombers won the first game, the Rosedale Scarlet Bombers game, and they're on 4 points as we speak. So these are the standings for the first division, for the premier team.
Mm-hmm. And you have football this weekend as well, right?
Yeah, we have football this weekend. This weekend, actually, we have a game playing. I'm hoping at the Stockholm Training Center Division 1 game with Paul Saints University School of Medicine. And they are playing the Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force. So these teams are meeting as we speak, or should be meeting as we speak.
Tell us, this President's Cup you had, is it over? Has there been a winner?
No, actually, the President's Cup is not over. The President's Cup will continue as soon as round 1 of the Premier League is completed. So in the next 2 weekends, after the Premier League's first leg is completed, then we resort to the President's Cup again.
Okay, all right. Now, Ebby Lawrence, on the 20th of June, right? You remember you said to us on Sports Wrap that whenever the results of the probe come out, we will find out. You remember you said that, right?
I remember that, and I made that statement about 20 minutes to 7 thereabouts.
Right.
I recorded on my paper.
Clear. Thank you very much. Ebby Lawrence, our sources are telling us there is disquiet among football fans and football clubs because people feel now that this probe is going to the fast, where you have people in the association who are more or less implicated in that scandal are conducting the investigation. You care to comment on that, sir?
Well, there is yes, and yes, it can be inadmissible in any court of law. The probing is going on, and I can tell the public that this is done in a manner that not everybody from the Football Association's point of view is part of what is going on. And in due time, because we were to meet with the senior national men's team to continue
hold on, let me talk.
To continue our very probing, and we are to recall, for want of a better word, 2 persons we questioned previously. We are going to recall them so as to get some clarity on some ambiguities. But nonetheless, as soon as, like I said to the public, the results, where we meet, we compile the results, we put things in order, the world and the Dominican public will know exactly what transpired. And Ruby, if you are asking if next will be taken, that's not my decision to answer, but then you will definitely get the answer on that.
Well, also, Mr. Lawrence, from the disquiet among the club with that, people who are not even voted in are the people, how would say it, allegedly are implicated. It costs the association hundreds of thousands of dollars, and people feel they are the people conducting the investigation. I mean, why didn't you all get outside people to do that?
That is not true at all.
Hear what I said? That I said that allegedly. That's what I said.
On the record, where it's an allegation, but this allegation cannot be founded because there is no way that this is going to happen under the watch we have. And so I want the clubs to know that this allegation is far-fetched, and they have my word for it. There is no such move going on where we stand.
Can you confirm, Mr. Lawrence, that a year or 2 ago, the very same thing happened when the women's team were going to Nicaragua? It cost the association over $100,000 when almost the same blunder happened.
The very thing Mr. Sebastian about it. 2 years ago, I was in the.
I know, but there must be records there.
I'm not agreed to discuss this one.
You don't want to discuss this one. Okay, well, let me tell you then.
I know I transpired, but I am not agreed.
It cost the association over $100,000, and I'll tell you what. One thing you cannot say you don't discuss is we also found out that you now have been reprimanded because they feel you're giving out too much information. Is that a fact, Mr. Lawrence?
Part of it is factual.
Guys, you care to ask me a question? I don't want to go.
Ebby, I need to meet you. I like your presentation. I like the way you present the information. And I need to meet you at some time or the other. I don't know you, but I'm very impressed. When we started the program, when you came on, and over the period of time, you developed tremendously. And I need to meet you. I need to meet you.
I know you.
You know me? You don't say hello to me when you see me.
But seriously, I mean, the information we get in that Sports Wrap is really not good for football, where people are playing it, costing the association hundreds of thousands of dollars, and from what I'm hearing, the level of incompetence in the association. You're hearing this talk among footballers, a lot of income, and nobody seems to want to do anything about it.
But hold
on, maybe Dr. Fountain wants to say something.
No, I just want to make some clarity. Are you saying that the association is investigating itself? They did not invest in a separate independent body to audit?
No, members of the association are conducting the probe, Dr.
Oh no, but that's
what I'm saying. And Ebi cannot deny that.
No, I cannot.
Right, exactly. Right. So you need a thing like that when association members are implicated. You need outside people to have a fair thing.
Basic. Yeah.
It's not fair what is going on. And it costing the association money. They don't. Yeah, Lobby.
Well, Mr.
Hold on, Lobby. Go ahead. Huh?
Yeah,
go ahead,
the
Ebi.
question I want to ask Eddie.
Okay, Eddie, hold on, Lobby wants to ask a question.
Yes,
ahead,
the question I want to ask. Yes, when the team was held, stayed in Barbados, and they needed visa to get to where was again? Was it Costa Rica? Guatemala. How were the visas obtained? How were the visas obtained?
Well, the visas were obtained after careful consideration with the FA from Guatemala, our very government, the FA working. And this is part of the information. As an ex-police officer, I will not let go to the public.
Have you a police officer, Abby?
Yeah, I used to be a police officer. So this part of it is a sensitive area that we would not want to divulge much to anybody.
Eddie, question again.
Exactly what is going on.
Eddie, my continued question. So just now, you said about the people who help. Were the passports, the guys were in Barbados with their passports. Were the passport taken from the sent to
Mr. LeBlanc, there were about 10 persons that could have been in Guatemala without being stuck in Barbados because of their foreign allegiance, or meaning they have their U.S. visas and that of Canada.
Right. But the rest,
they could have moved to Guatemala at the strike of the stroke of a pen. Nonetheless,
that would be unprofessional.
They stayed back as a team, and it cost
obviously
more than we wanted.
But that's obvious.
Abby, you've been doing very well, Abby. In terms of the game in Dominica against Jamaica, have we done any analysis of that game?
A comprehensive analysis was done. We again continue to look at the strengths, the weaknesses, and where are we to go forward. Areas of strengthening, areas we need people like you, the sports rap, many stakeholders to come on board and assist us with.
Abby, has the manager of the team that went to, has he resigned?
As the manager?
No, has the manager of the team that went to Guatemala, and so has he resigned since?
Well, he has since resigned as the manager of the senior national men's team.
Okay, all right. Well, Abby, as I say, I know you're under pressure. You more or less have been sanctioned. We appreciate. Let me say here from Sports we appreciate your honesty, and you always. And what I want to say that you were elected by people, and you should be giving people information. It shouldn't be hoarding information from people where bad things are going on and people don't know. And we appreciate that. We'll continue to liaise with you. And every weekend, we didn't speak to you last weekend, but next week we'll contact you again because you have football this weekend. And we want to say very special thanks to you.
Let me just give the pictures for those that want to
no problem.
Really happening.
Yeah.
In the Premier League on Friday, we have Belfast Estate Maro Soca Strikers playing Connect 6-7 East Central. On Saturday, there is a double header, Roosevelt Spirit Bombers versus Valvoline United at 4 p.m. and Tranquility Beach Midland United against Promex Calais 6:30 p.m. on Sunday. League leader Central Cooperative Credit Union, Dublin FC, will come up against Eslo Rajido Bath Estate, and Sagico Southeast will come up against Petro Caribe at 6:30 p.m. In the Division 1 game. On Saturday, Collier will come up against Ruti Blazers at 4 p.m. at the Benjamin Park. RC Doctors will meet Fokole at 4 p.m. in Lapin on Sunday. And Northside.
Go on, Abby. Hello? We lost you. Okay. We lost him, Abby? Okay, guys, we seem to have lost him. Yeah. Well, guys, you all heard that, as I said, Dr. Fountain, what is happening is very wrong that what happened in Guatemala, and the people are investigating themselves. It is just not good.
Yeah, it does not make much sense to me. But Sibo, great football. What is happening tomorrow, to me, that is mouth-watering. It does not get much better than this.
You mean the matches tomorrow, right?
The matches tomorrow.
And we can give you times too, eh? It's at 12 o'clock, right? We have Spain and Germany.
Spain and Germany.
And then at 2?
Spain, you know why I like, but I would like us to, as we go through, Zibo, for us to discuss which other teams we think.
Well, we can do that now. We can do that now.
Because Spain to me has two of the most exciting young players in the world.
Yes.
And the stories of these guys are just incredible. There is a player called Nico Williams, and if you see him, he has
dreadlocks. Right. Yeah.
Dreadlocks, a young 21-year-old kid. Yeah. Now, this kid is born of Ghanaian parents. Mm-hmm. They walked through the desert in Africa to get to Spain as refugees.
Wow.
And then he was born in Spain, and now he's one of the brightest lights in the Spanish Empire. Just a remarkable story. His name actually is after Nico is after the name of the priest, Father Nicholas, who took in his parents when they arrived in Spain, bruised and battered after walking through the desert, crossing the Adriatic Ocean to get to Spain. And he was named after the priest who provided shelter for his parents. That's where the name Nico came from.
Nobody played. You saw that goal he scored, the last goal, right?
I mean, the guy is a phenom, and it's just incredible. And then and then you have the youngest player, the 16-year-old Yamal, who is playing Lamine Yamal, again of mixed black. And this guy is 16 years and is playing like a seasoned player. So these two young men to me,
But did you hear what the commentator said? Abby Lawrence will take him back on the line. But did you hear, Dr. Fountain, there's a law in Germany that after 11 o'clock, people under 18, and it was said that they had to take him out of the game, the same 16-year-old you're talking about, because there's some law in Germany that young kids at that age couldn't be out a certain time, something like that, the last game. And they have two other youngsters there on the Spanish team. And they play the best football already. They're playing the best football.
I was not aware of that.
The young guy, the commentator was saying that the last game. We have Abby Lawrence back on the line because we got cut off. Yeah, Abby, go on. You were finishing up
here. That. As I was saying, tomorrow at 6:30, there's Estate Maros Soccer Cycle will come up against Connect 767 East Central. That is tomorrow at 6:30 in our Premier game. Saturday doubleheader, Roosevelt Spirit Bombers will play Valvoline United at 4 p.m. And at 6:30 p.m., Tranquility Beach Midland United will do battle with Promet Holland. On Sunday, league leaders, Central Cooperative Credit Union Dublin will come up against Eslora G. Dorset Bathurst at 4 p.m. And Surgical Southeast will do battle with Petro Caribe Point Michel at 6:30 p.m. for our Premier game. In the first division, on Saturday, Collier will do battle with Wootsie Blazers at 4 p.m. Benjamin Park, while on Sunday, RC Doctors will do battle with Fokole 4 p.m. at La Plaine Field, while North Stars FC, Northside FC, will do battle with Ganzilia at 4 p.m. at the Benjamin Park. Providing, again, the weather is promising, we will see these games for the weekend. If not, then there will be work from the SC as to otherwise. But these are our weekend schedule matches as we speak for now.
Thank you, man. Thank you. We'll be in touch with you next week. Yeah, let's get back before we get to Johnny Robinson. Yeah, the football. Let's get back to Euros quickly. Yeah.
Yes, and then just one comment as well on this German Spanish match, and then you have on the German side, you have this young kid Jamal Musiala that wears the number 10 for Germany.
Right. Yeah,
that is something I never imagined would have ever happened. They have a young black man wearing number 10 for Germany. I mean, it is beyond comprehension, you know.
And then they had a black man who won the man of the match last match, Rudiger.
Yes.
A black man in central defense who won the man of the match.
Fontaine, Sibo, also what is interesting, gentlemen, is the number of black players. First time you have seen the number of black players on the Spanish team. I don't know if the teams realize that they're taking a page from France. Almost, 70%
well, France almost the entire
of the players.
Team, people of African
entire team.
Yeah.
So you find now that the teams in Europe, you have more black players playing now. You look at Belgium, you look at Spain. So even, for example, I look at Romania. Never before in my I would have seen a black player playing. You have 3 of them on the team, 3 black players.
Yeah, it is quite stunning, Emmanuel. It is really amazing to see, and not only that, but these guys are stepping up big time. They're playing well, young black youth, and I mean Germany. Can you imagine the best player for Germany?
Yeah, I do.
I mean, it's mind-boggling,
No, but that shows also, gentlemen, what has happened to our players in the Caribbean. You'll find the African players, gentlemen, they seize the opportunity a way out of poverty. And when they go out, they go all out. They sacrifice, unlike our players in the Caribbean. Look at the Africans dominating, all right, in Europe. All right, in Europe. How many West Indian players you have there playing, Dr. Fontaine, in Europe?
Martinique and Guadeloupe players playing for France in the past a lot of.
No, but
one of my major concerns, Lobby. One of my major concerns. I play a lot of football as a defender all over the world, and I don't see a lot of dribblers. I see a lot of good passing, but whenever man create a space and bit 1, bit 2, create a space and so on, you don't see that so often. Again, in international.
So that has changed.
Why does that change?
Football has changed.
Why does it change?
Because football is a team sport, Landa.
Yes, a team. But when a man take a ball and beat 1, beat 2, he creates a lot of space. The captain for France, with his all the thing on his face, when he does that, he creates a lot of space.
You mean Mbappe?
Mbappe.
Well,
yeah. He's not there.
Well, we don't have the Maradona. We don't have people like Maradona again or Ronaldinho. This kind of ball.
Sibo.
Rush tackle. Do not rush tackle. And man used to take on men and beat men and create space. Don't say that again.
Gentlemen.
Man passing the ball very well.
Landa,
you see a man attacking and passing the ball all the way back to his goalkeeper,
I want to say something here, Landa. I want to say something here. You have to understand, as a coach, as a person who was trained in Germany years ago, football has changed completely. Completely. Your players are stronger and they're faster now than before. In terms of dribbling, that more on the wing. Guys have to be able to beat 1-2 and give up the ball, get into position 1-2. It's more passing game. You have to move off the ball. They want this guy from England came into the Caribbean, and he said,
one? Who is that?
Barnes. Yeah, John Barnes. A few years ago, and he said, in the Caribbean, what you have seen, yes, you have some talent, but the players have to come to play to Europe to play big football. They have to be able to play off the ball. You know, holy ball, you have to play off the ball. No about dribbling. You only dribble if you have to, but you have to move.
Yes, but Ron, and I think that is probably where our players probably have the challenge, because we are more using an individualistic type of football. You beat 2, you beat 3, and so on.
And only that, Fontaine,
guys press you.
They close you down.
Nothing wrong with that.
Look at the football. They close it down quickly. Once you have the ball, like close it down. 2 figures on you. Give it up. You have the space as before. Guys, close it down.
You beat two.
You have professional
all the way back to the goalkeeper.
We have a call on the line, guys. Good evening.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
I watched a game in the quarterfinals between England and Slovakia. And England was on the brink of the switch. But they scored a goal in injury time. That's 6 minutes in injury time. And in 6 minutes, England scored. To me, that's one of the best goals I saw in the tournament.
You mean from Bellingham? From Bellingham, yeah.
And early in extra time, England scored header by
the captain.
The captain, yeah.
The Hurricane, yeah.
Hurricane. But to me, England is playing the kind of football they customer play.
Yeah, well, when they play in Switzerland on Saturday at 12 o'clock, it'll be a good football game. It will be a good game. So tomorrow, the game we have, guys, 12 o'clock, Spain, Germany, and then at 3 o'clock, France, Portugal. Then
okay,
Sunday,
so whom are you calling the games for? I want to hear you guys.
Boy, this one, France, Portugal, to me, is difficult to predict a winner. That even Germany, Spain, difficult. Even to me, Dr. Fontaine, the one I would really call, I expect Netherlands to get past Turkey. I would expect that. But even England, Switzerland, that could go either way. Germany, Spain,
England,
that could go
Switzerland is a very good team.
Yeah, you have to be careful with that. Yeah,
very, very good team.
Yeah.
Very fit.
Switzerland.
Yeah.
But you know, I think in terms of looking at the game so far, I believe that Spain will go past 1-0 to Germany.
Well, we'll note that here for next week.
1-0, okay? Spain over Germany 1-0. Now, the Portugal and France game. France have not been playing their best football. Portugal, on the other hand, I have not seen them. Even the last game against Slovakia, I thought that they struggled quite a bit. And I would go, in that case, I'd go for France. I think France is probably going to do it 2-0 over Portugal. That's my bet for tomorrow. And on Saturday with the England-Switzerland, I give Switzerland 1-0 over England. And Turkey-Netherlands, Netherlands, obviously, I think Netherlands will win this one 3-0 or 3-1.
Well, we will see. So by next week, Wednesday, it should be the semifinals. So we'll watch Friday and Saturday. These are the quarterfinals. So we have intriguing football. And tonight, in the Copa America, Argentina play a quarter tonight. The quarterfinals start tonight. 9 o'clock, Argentina. Messi is not sure to play. They say he would train, but he's not fully fit. Not sure he's going to play tonight. Guys, so we're going to talk about basketball now. We have with us the president of the Basketball Association, Donnie Robinson. I think he has local basketball going on. Playoffs are going on now. Good night, sir. We're hearing you very faintly.
Can you hear me better now?
No, we're hearing you better now. So you have the playoffs. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, we do the second week of the playoffs for the Premier Division. Tonight, last night games were postponed because of the weather. But tonight we have a couple of games on, and this week we have a couple of games on. The Division 1 playoffs also going on. And our second round of our Premier is going on. So we are in the playoffs for the women also going on. So we have a lot of basketball happening.
Okay. So where did all these matches are at Massac? Because there's rain now going on, so it has to be an indoor facility, right?
Yes. The last 2 weeks games have been all scheduled for Massac.
Okay.
Primarily because of the weather we're in, and we still hoping to have the Premier regular season games outside in Winter Park and also stadium and also Facebook. So we're hoping that we still have to get.
We're still hearing you a bit faint, Donnie. If you can, we're still hearing you very faint. Guys, you can hear him? You're hearing him clearly?
No, not too clear.
No, yeah, we're not hearing you clearly, Donnie. We're not hearing you clearly at all.
1 second, let me
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that better now?
That's better. Much better. Yeah, much better now. Much better. Much better.
So I would say yes, we still hope that we can have a couple of the premier games, regular season games outside of my flat. But in the weather now, the last 2 weeks, we schedule everything for my flat.
Okay. Well, and the Premier playoffs are going on as well, right?
So the Premier, we are in the second round. For the Premier, because of the limited number of teams, and we figure one round was not enough basketball. We have 2 rounds, and so now we are well into the second round of the Premier Division, and the first division playoffs are going on.
Okay. Right. Let's just move further afield. You're a Lakers supporter. What do you make of LeBron, the father and son? First time you're probably going to have in the NBA, father and son playing in the NBA. What do you make of that, Donnie?
Well, I think obviously it's very good for the Lakers brand and the marketing of the Lakers. I don't think Bronny is going to have an impact on the Lakers basketball as we know it in the next year or two. But I could see him playing a role in that in streets. And I mean, here we are talking about it, talking about Lakers basketball, talking about father and son. But I mean, he has some potential, and I think it can only be good for him, for his personal development, and for him working very hard along with that, and his dad having his brand to maintain. But more importantly, I think for the Lakers family, Lakers fans, and Lakers, as we know it, the showcase of LA, I think it's good for them overall.
But Donnie, I'm sure you hear it, or the talk that power, LeBron James uses power to get Lakers, the coach that he wanted in JJ Redick, also use the power to, and Rich Paul as well, his agent, to get the Lakers to draft Bronny James at number 55 in the draft. Don't you think some people it sparks of nepotism? What do you think?
Well, I cannot see the other way. I mean, if you're in the top 5 best players in the world, why not have influence in what happens around you? If you can't have influence now, when you're going to have it? It's so much. We're talking about an average player that just wants his way and cry baby. I mean, I think if you can plot out your future as good as you are, and for as much as you've done for sports, maybe it's time you do that. And who knows, maybe some ownership and species are in there for LeBron, and I'm sure something is working well in the background for him. But I see nothing wrong with it. If you have the power, why not do it?
And as we switch to the other major franchise, the Boston Celtics, they've just signed what's his name, Jason Tatum, the biggest contract in NBA history. 5 years, $312 million, right?
Yes, I think something is working for Boston. Boston signed Brown, which means everybody kind of saw it as Brown being the second best player on the team. Now, we can argue Brown was the best player in the playoffs for Celtics. But one of the reasons Brown can do what he's doing is because of players like Tatum being on the team. And we have to acknowledge that. Celtics showed that paying the better players the most money they can pretty much guarantee that they keep their team nucleus that won them a championship. Why fix what's not broken? And if you have the money and you can guarantee yourself almost at least in the East, they will still be the favorite in the East for sure. Why not?
Well, Donnie, the Boston Celtics, as you know, the current owners had purchased the team for $300 million. You remember that? Now they have put it up for sale, and the sale value is $300 billion now.
Wow.
Yeah, they bought it. The team was bought at the time for $300 million. The current owners, they have now put up the team for sale, as you saw this week, and they're looking at $300 billion for the team now. Can you imagine that?
Well, if you can pay one player almost what you paid for the team, I mean, you can imagine the value of one franchise, right? The money that goes through the franchise can be unreal. That just tells you the money that the owners have been making for so long. Now, rightfully so coming to the players, and we see the same thing happening in college sports now.
Yeah, a lot of crazy numbers, man. Crazy numbers.
Yeah. But it's good. If Lakers don't win, why not?
The guy, you want to ask Donnie a question?
Lobby, our basketball specialist.
Well, Lobby, your mic should probably muted. Lobby, we're not hearing you.
What is Sensible?
No, your mic was muted. Anyway.
Okay, yes. No, in terms of No, Sibo, you were talking about the Celtics. Is sports today's business. People have foresight. All right, and this Lakers is my team. I'm a Lakers man from time memorial. All right, and it is rather yes, his son is coming there, but I don't think there'd be any hype in the league right now. Give him another 2 years again. We have a lot of work to do for us to be a championship team.
Okay, Donnie, thank you. So we'll be in touch with you next week. Okay, thank you very much.
Appreciate that, Donnie. Appreciate that, my brother.
Guys, we have to thank you. We have to take a break now, but before we take the break, quickly, guys, couple of minutes on Wimbledon. We saw the defending women's champion defeated early on. In fact, tomorrow, guys, there's a game. Alcaraz are playing. What's his name? Lobby Tiafoe in the third round. Yeah, tomorrow Alcaraz playing Tiafoe. Djokovic today won. He won his second round game, despite the fact that he had this surgery. A month ago?
I was amazed.
Yeah, me too.
I was amazed, Sebastian.
Yeah, when he had this many.
I was shocked the way he played.
Yeah, and then Coco Gauff, Finn got knocked out. Osaka, Naomi Osaka, she got knocked out yesterday. Swiatek won today. So, by the way, what's the name? The number one seed, Dr. Fountain.
Sinner.
Sinner. He won against Berrettini, yeah? He won Berrettini yesterday.
Sinner, yeah.
Yeah, so.
I was a bit surprised at the way.
Buff is looking good, Emmanuel.
Yes,
Murphy's. He won yesterday, right? Murphy's.
But this, Sebastian, this player, Murphy's here, as a junior, this guy was the best thing they saw, best thing. And this guy ended up being, a real clown, I call that. Playing for the crowd. He have messed up himself. I think the marriage has helped him a lot, all right, to settle down. And he's playing much better now. The guy has talent, tremendous talent. He can serve. He can serve. He has a first, a second. He is that for sure going for him. And he can play the game. But I cannot over the years.
Yeah, so we have to take a break. Okay, quickly, guys. Lobby, did you follow the Jamaican trials last weekend?
Yeah, I was following every
When
weekend.
Elaine Thompson, the defending Olympic champion, Dr. Fountain, she won't be defending the Paris.
Well, I've been more closely following the US trials.
Mm-hmm.
And what's going on.
In fact, Sha'Carri Richardson didn't qualify for the 200 meters.
Well, she's never a good 200 meter runner. She's more. She has give us some time again, because the U.S. trial, Sebastian, is one of the most toughest trials in the world. It's very tough.
Well, they reckon now. Did you hear about the new sensation in the 100 meters in Jamaica? You heard his name?
Oh, Sibo, that to me has shocked everybody.
Well, they reckon he could win. He could run 9.6 in the Olympics. They reckon. Thompson.
He could win. I don't.
Yeah, they reckon he could run 9.6 and win the Olympic gold at 100 meters.
On that because.
Did you? I don't know if you've been following that. Huh?
When you hear those kind of times, your eyes.
No, but Fountain, listen to me. This individual, you have the track season has started. He was nowhere around. He was injured. Suddenly, he was injured. Then at the trial, you were in that kind of time from nowhere. Give me a break.
Well, they reckon he could win the Olympics.
Give me a break, fella.
And what's her name? Shelly-Ann Fraser qualified for the 100 meters together with Shericka Jackson. So she'll be in the 100 meters and that thing. So, guys, let's take a break.
For the 100 meters, my girl is shy.
Shericka Jackson will be rolling her close, Shericka Jackson, Jamaican.
Yeah. But for Olympics, all I'm talking about is FIALA4.
Okay.
FIALA4.
Let's take a break now, guys.
Looking for a quiet, relaxing place to stay? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Leaving the office late and need somewhere close to town? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Have business clients coming in and need accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Looking for group accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Located at 37 Goodwill Road in Portersville, upstairs ACS Supermarket. Enjoy our semi-self-contained rooms with private washroom, bathroom, Wi-Fi, air condition, cable network, mini refrigerator, all in a non-smoking environment. Call or WhatsApp at 1767-275-1899 or email us at info@pottersplaceguesthouse.com to make your reservations. Potter's Place, your home away from home. Fit for a king, a queen, and all their royal subjects.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fenced pipe, and Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins, and bidets. PVC piping, fittings, and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
All you where in Roseau, Kimashadis, you can just walk in and order all your chicken parts, wholesale, and even enjoy retail. It's at AC Shillingford, all chicken parts available that you can afford fresh breast. And you know breast is best. Shillingford wings have muscle. After you eat it, you can fly. As for Shillingford chicken drumsticks, even swinging stars just order drumsticks from Shillingford. And for those of you who love Risapul, AC Shillingford keeps your belly full. Buy your chicken wholesale at AC Shillingford. From wings to thighs to drums to breasts to backs to necks. It's available. It's always available and it's affordable. Plus, you've got pork feet, ham and turkey, bull foot, chicken nuggets, pepperoni, all those right seasonings to make your kitchen keep on ticking. Buy your wholesale chicken at AC Shillingford. When you think of chicken, think of AC Shillingford. Always fresh.
He was supposed to be speaking to Mr. Johnston about the T10, but we'll get back to him. In the meantime, we can discuss the World Cup final. In fact, I sent you all the video of what happened in there today, guys. About 2 million people were at the parade. Did you all see that? Look, I sent all of you all the video.
That's mind-boggling.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
In Bombay, 2 million people, and in fact, Virat Kohli said he will never forget that. He's never seen that in his life, that these people could come and greet them like that. In fact, do you know they took a straight charter flight from Barbados direct to New Delhi?
What day after the hurricane?
No, they only left yesterday. They couldn't leave Barbados till yesterday. So the flight went direct to New Delhi. And they arrived this morning. And then they flew from Delhi to Bombay. And the Prime Minister Modi met them there. And these 2 million people in a parade.
But India didn't win the game. South Africa lost the game. Thompson, your team lost the game. India didn't win. 24 runs, 24 balls. I just give that away.
But Ron, Thompson, you have to give India the mental toughness they had. India were mentally tough, and South Africa were weak mentally. Weak mentally.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
You're connoisseur when it comes to cricket.
Yeah, they're weak.
I can't argue cricket if you know Sibo. I can only discuss cricket if you.
But you see, so how I would say it now. I mean, the catch of we have a call out the catch. But as I tell you, there's this video wrong where they're trying to suggest that. But if you look at it in clearly, there's no suggestion that his foot hit the rope.
There was a clean catch.
Yeah. We have a caller. Hold on. Good evening. Hello. That was a clean catch. Clean catch.
But how Sibo, you are a connoisseur in cricket. Bumrah. How Bumrah can be so effective of a short run? Is Bumrah throwing?
Well, nobody, not commentator, no umpire, he's never been reporting. I mean, Lobi used to say
he's
that.
An Indian.
No.
Is that Indian?
No, but not what they have been qualified of. I have never heard any of the commentators suggest that Bumrah's action is suspect. Never. I challenge anybody.
So effective. He's so effective on a shot
He
run.
was a black man. If it was a West Indian, if that action, he'd be under serious scrutiny. Long day I tell you to find something about his action. I mean, what do you want?
Well, like I say, I mean, you know what I have found strange? That a lot of people were not supporting India because of the things they think India has done. I, again, don't like some of the things they have done, that they molest, but again, they say might is right. All the money made in world cricket is because of television rights to India. We have to remember that. But people wanted South Africa to win, and they don't like India, but you know what I say? Here is a nation where people that look like you and I suffered so much at the hands of white people, and people could be supporting them. And I don't understand it.
Nothing has changed, Mandela.
What has changed?
You have to understand that I would never support Mandela. He was freed. He came out. Right, and what he has done, what he has done.
So what has changed? What has changed in South Africa? What has changed?
That's fully coming on, man. You have right now. Look, when Mandela was in jail, how many black players were on the cricket team?
But how many black players are there? Not many still. They're still struggling.
But even though I asked you how many that were there, the fact remains how many that were there. I saw a test team once last year. There were about 4 or 5 black guys on the team.
But going back to the game, let's go back to the game. I mean, you watch in South Africa, 24 balls to what? 20 to score 24 runs?
Yeah.
And then they lose the game with what's his name? Klassen going well, and the other one, Miller. And these guys just collapse. I mean, that happens all the time.
All the time. Yeah. It took a while for them to have that kind of disaster. I was very impressed with them. When I saw 24 balls, 24 runs. But I always remember Sibo, who is the connoisseur on cricket, that at some time Kohli is going to score some runs. And in that big game, Kohli scored a big 70.
But not only that, the runs the other scored was because he was there. And I kept saying all the time, if Kohli batted like that throughout the entire tournament, he would have probably scored the most runs. But I think maybe the pressure on and trying to get a strike rate and giving away his wicket all the time. Let us come back to that. We have David Johnson on the line who will tell us about the T10 which culminates on Saturday. Good night, sir. We'll come back to the World Cup guy. Yes.
Yeah, good night, Mr. Sebastian, and good night to the rest of your panel.
Right. We're down to the business end of the T10, Nature Island T10. What happened today? Tell us what happened today.
Well, actually, we actually came down to the busy end of the tournament, which we all know the playoffs. And unfortunately, we had a match today. I mean, as you know, the weather have been not in our favor for the past 3 or 4 days. But going back to yesterday, we didn't have any match yesterday, which was the last round of matches. But fortunately, at the busy end of the tournament, we supposed to have 2 matches today, which we had the final 4 teams, which actually after all the round of matches, we had the Valley Hikers top in the table 13 points with Surrey and Sunrisers with 9 points.
No, let me hold on. Stick up it.
7 points.
David, when you are calling the names of this team, identify some names people can know that, let's say, local name and foreign name in the team. Yeah. So who came first? Which team came first?
The Valley Hikers came first.
Who plays for that team? Tell us a couple of names who play for that team.
Well, we have the team captained by Michael Joseph, national player. We have Vincent Lewis on that team. We have Kine George, the wicketkeeper. We have Dylan Alexander.
Okay, that's enough. Number 2, which team came second?
We have Surrey Sunrisers came second.
Captained by whom?
Captained by Tyron Theophil.
Foreign players. They have Kofi James. Who else they have?
We have Kofi James, also the Leeward Island player. We have Darren Benter, also from Antigua. We had Delroy Liverpool. We had Kyron Phillips.
Okay, the third place team was?
The first one was Barana Ute Warriors.
Gian Benjamin, Tyson.
Yeah, with 9 points.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the fourth place team was?
Champagne Rim Divers.
Okay. So you
seen by Leonard Boucher from Barbados, actually.
Okay, the first match today rained out, so that team went straight to the final, right?
Yes, actually, first team in the first match was abandoned, and the Valley Hikers actually supposed to play the Sari Sunrisers, which was the qualifier one. But unfortunately, we couldn't get any play today, so doing that, Hikers came out on top of the table ahead of Sunrisers. Automatically, they would advance to the finals.
Right. Okay. And then you had the other playoffs today.
And the other game that's supposed to be between the Warriors and the Divers. Fortunately, we had a 5-over match. And after some long waiting time, but you know, the weather going in our favor. And in that match, we had the Divers coming victorious in that match. They actually won that match by 2 runs.
But let me ask you, I was watching that game. For about 5 minutes, the game stopped. What was the problem with that? Tell me.
Actually, there was a concern in regards, actually, in the last over of the Barana Ote Warriors inning. They were chasing actually 52 for victory, but there was a area of concern whether the ball had went to the boundary. Because the player filled the ball on the boundary, and they actually wanted a replay of that ball to see if the player touched the rope, and while he was trying to prevent the ball going to the boundary. So there was a delay between the match referee and production, actually. So,
but that took a long time. I mean, I'm saying to myself, but how you can have a long, almost 10 minutes to get stopped, and players on the field?
What happened is that now, the production, right, whenever there's a 4 or 6, they actually record it automatically. But the ball was not recorded automatically. So they had to go back and cut it and replay it. It took them a little time to do that. Yeah.
So that game was won by which team you say?
By Champagne Reef Divers.
Okay.
They won by 2 runs.
So who plays tomorrow then? Which teams play tomorrow?
We have the Champagne Reef Divers plays the Sari Sunrisers tomorrow.
At what time of day? What time of day?
At 2:30 p.m.
So there's only one game tomorrow, right?
Yes, that's qualifier number 2, and that game, winner of that game advanced to the finals on Saturday, which is the Hikers.
So Saturday, the grand final is at what time of day?
At 3 p.m.
3 p.m. Saturday.
Yeah.
Now, what happens in the event there is no play because of rain?
That's a very good question. I would think that based on the point standing and the Valley Hikers top the table, I think they would have probably an advantage. I'm not too sure how the full details in that event if something like that happens, you know, but we haven't discussed that as yet. But most likely that is whether it's Divers or Sunrisers, most likely Hikers may be awarded the championship because of their standings and their net run rate and their wins and their points.
Okay.
We haven't finalized on that yet.
Okay, go ahead, Lobby.
The question, Sebastian, I want to know whether a minute silence was held for the death of Mr. Leroy John Lewis during any game.
No, it wasn't held as yet. Well, I would say it wasn't.
It wasn't held as yet.
Well, I haven't given information whether there was. But I
think that should have been. I mean, as a cricket legend who played for this country for so many years, you're nobody deaf, and you'll have this tournament. I mean, common sense should prevail. That someone should take the initiative and have a minute of silence for this trailblazer.
Well, it's not too late, Lobby. I guess he's a member of the association. Probably he can relay that information to them. It's not too late. There's still 2 matches to go, one tomorrow and one Saturday.
If you can, we heard the death of him, but you know, for the past couple of days, it has been really hectic due to the weather, and very few games have been played. Unfortunately, yesterday we had no matches, so it could be. I want to say oversight, but this kid could be held. I can bring it forward to the association and we can discuss it and we can actually do something related to his death and stuff like that, as you mentioned.
So the match tomorrow is at what time? 2:30 or 12 o'clock?
2:30 p.m.
2:30 tomorrow afternoon. And you say it's between?
The Sari Sunrisers and the Champagne Reef Divers.
And the other final, if the team that's qualified already for the final is?
going to they're playing against the Valley High Court on Saturday at 3 p.m.
3 p.m. on Saturday, grand final. So last year, the final, there was a huge crowd last. I remember that clearly. So are you all expecting, weather permitting, a good crowd on Saturday as well?
I would say that 90-95% that we were expecting a good crowd, because even in the first day of the tournament we had a very good crowd, but unfortunately the weather came in and out for us. But I think we'll have a good finals on Saturday with a lot of people coming in.
Okay. Well, what we would expect next week, that the end of the tournament, you would have the statistics, and we hope we can have a couple of the association members in-house to review the tournament. Obviously, the first test will have started next Thursday. Kevin and Afanas will be on stage at Lodge, so all that we can discuss.
And the Louis Boyds too.
Yes, well, I'm not sure if both of them will play. Probably one.
Yeah.
So we'll expect you all. We'll have the statistics, the most runs, the winners, and everything. So, invitation for you, for your president, I guess, and Liam to join us in studio next week. Thank you, and I hope we have good weather this weekend, so everything can work out for you guys.
In closing, I want to encourage the sporting public on Saturday to go out to support the T10. It's entertainment, high quality entertainment, and it's only $5 to get in there. Only $5. So please, all of us, let's come out on Saturday. The weather has been bad for the last week, but let's hope we get good weather on Saturday and we can all come out and support a high quality entertainment, the T10 Cricket League in Dominica.
Thank you, guys. Guys, let's get back to the... Thank you. Welcome. But I don't want to read something for you guys. Kofi James, Kofi, Kofi, guys, who live in Chicago. He said that, I just want you guys to know there's another athlete of Dominican roots who has also qualified for the USA Gymnastics Olympics team. His name is Frederick Richard, and his mother is Dr. Anne-Marie Larand from 12th Street in Kingsfield. All right, guys? So the name he said that has qualified is Frederick Richard.
Oh, the guy, yes. This is the gymnast. This is gymnast from Canada.
Well, he's saying...
US.
It's US. Dr.
Sebastian.
Hold on,
but there is a Canadian of Dominican parents who topped the top. He came first. Okay. I saw it in the rounds last week as well.
Okay.
I'll get his name for you in a while. Yeah, but there is a black kid. The tumbling thing. Guy is phenomenal. He came first in the trials in Canada.
Okay. Well, Kofi James is saying that from Chicago. Just send us information. Bobby, you were saying?
Yeah. Yes. Well, I have been actually, it's my cousin Wilma Bellot, the guy in Boston. I know Richard's mother. The father is Haitian. The mother is Dominican. The Lawrence from Goodwill. And since last year, I've been following him. He has won the top gymnast in America, and in the first time a black man got at the World Championship, he medaled at the World Championship. And looking at the U.S. trials last week, this week, he was out of this world. He's a very fearless gymnast, very, very fearless gymnast, and I'm expecting him to medal at the Olympics, especially in the high bars.
Okay. Yeah. So let's go back to cricket, guys. The ICC picked a team after the World Cup. You all saw the team, right? You saw the team, Dr. Fontaine?
No, I'm not seeing the team. I was watching our boys perform.
The trial match with the West Indies.
No, we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a while. Yeah, the team, I think it's Gobaz and what's his name? Sharma opening. Puran is at 3. Yadav is at 4, that's the Indian. Klassen at 5. Stone is the Australian, is at 6. Pandya is 7. Patel is 8. Bumrah is 9.
Medvoye.
Ashdeep Singh is 10. And South African, what's his name? Back of the hand, Shamsi 11.
Yeah.
So you have 6 Indians, I think, in that team, the team of the tournament, ICC.
And Kohli is not one of the team.
Well, Kohli only made runs when it mattered in the final. And to be fair, they picked the team, I guess, based on performances in the World Cup.
On performances.
Yeah.
But whether Aaron Jones did not make it?
No. Well, the middle order is Yadav, Suriyama at 4, Klassen at 5. And Stone is the Australian at 6. With
I thought I would have put in Jones instead there at 6.
Well, I guess if you're picking that team, Stone is because he bowls, right? At 6, you want somebody who bowls as well, right?
So he's a very good cricketer.
Yeah. So he got a few wickets as well. Stone is so I guess that's why they probably went. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Sibo. Yes. Last week we had this two. We had Butcher, and who else we had again?
Philo Wallace.
Right. There were two things that came out of that. The first, and I highlighted that also. I said for this T20, we absorbed close to 200 dot balls plus dot balls. That was a record. People are not taking stats, And he said, and I look at the fitness of the players. And Butchers made an observation about the deficiency of skill batting, Sebastian. And you have also one thing you have also made mention of. Even though it's T20, you have to be able to bat.
Yes.
All right. And this is something that has been plaguing us, even in the ODIs, have been plaguing us. And you also agreed with me when I said that this Bajan guy who opened in Greenwich, Haynes, should have been our batting coach. He's been involved in even Lara. Or I've been saying so, that is something that's been happening to us, and the fitness of our players. The onus is on you as a player, as a professional player, to get fit. And when guys come, and even we had a 2 weeks camp, and looking at our players were the heaviest. Teams turn 1 into 2s. We were very heavy on the field. All right, and that should never happen to us going forward.
Well, I guess they should learn from that. As you said, West Indies have always had that problem, and the dot balls were far too many.
Just improve on that, Sebastian.
You have 58 dot balls in a 20-over match. That is crazy. I mean, you're not going to win with that.
5 overs. That is 10
overs, Dr. Fountain. 10, half of your inning.
10 overs.
You're not scoring off half of your inning. 120 balls in a match. 58 of that you don't score. You're going to struggle to win.
Wow.
There was 58 dot balls in one match out of 120.
Wow.
You're not going to win
10 overs.
Yeah, you're not going to win. Yeah,
you can't win any game.
Half of the inning, you're scoring. Yeah, we have a caller. Hold on. Good evening. Good evening, caller.
Yes, Sibo. Good evening, Sibo.
Hi.
Lobi, Lambi, Dr. Funky.
Good evening.
Yeah. If the team that West Indies team that played today is an indication of what will happen next week, I believe both Louis brothers will play.
Why you think the bowler with Jeremiah will play?
I don't think Jeremiah will play.
Yeah, I don't see how Jeremiah is going to play.
Based on the team they played.
Yeah, but Shama Joseph. But Shama Joseph didn't play. Hear that, said Val. Shama Joseph didn't play in the warm-up game. Obviously, he's going to be
both Shama and Moti were delayed because of burial, so they didn't get there in time. That's why those two players were on team.
Exactly, they were not in England, said Val.
Instead of Louis.
Okay, well, I wasn't there.
They missed a flight from Guyana because of the hurricane. So that's why Shama Joseph, in fact, he'll only get to England tomorrow.
But go ahead, highlight the outstanding performances.
Well, he's making his point that he was saying that he said that both of them will play. As I said, I don't expect Jeremiah to play in the test match. The only problem in Central with that game and you guys, in days gone by, take for instance, Kevin Hodge made 100. It will not go in statistics as a first class 100. It will not be recorded. And because in days gone by, when we're seeing the thought, you play a match, anytime you play more than 11, it is not regarded as a first class game. Because what is happening now, bowlers are bowling and batsmen batting. And it's a joke. So you make 100, it will not go down in your record as a first class 100.
But Sibo, you need to engage him.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes, I want to add my voice to that controversial Bumrah discussion.
Yeah, go ahead.
Which I find there's no controversy at all. And I want to tell Landa and Lobi
To determine whether a bowler is choking, you have to know the depth of the ball. You don't look at the bowler's shoulder nor his wrist.
By the way, you can bowl if your wrist there. You can bowl if your wrist. Go on. Yeah.
The lost at the point of release, the elbow must be straight.
Yes.
So the key factor there is the man's elbow you have to look at. And Bumrah elbow is as straight as an arrow. Because of the unusual action, Malinga, what's the other one? Dale Steyn.
Shina Freedy as well.
Many people used to say they throw in. But as I said, the key factor is the elbow you have to look at. And when ICC tried to clean up, what's his name? Maurice Aran. No, the Australians. When the Australians reported Maurice Aran, ICC bend the rule and allow the bowler to, is it 15 degrees?
Yeah, 15 degrees. You have up to 15 degrees.
They can bend the elbow 15 degrees, but the umpire has no instrument to determine how many degrees it is. So, gentlemen, the key thing to look at is the man's elbow, not his wrist, not anything else. And Bumrah elbow is as straight as an arrow. Thank you very much.
Well, you know, you're right. His arm is not bent at the point of delivery. And that's why I keep saying, because Lobby and Ronald say about the void. You kind of watch up and say, Pelton, you have to have a reason to do so.
But you're right. I think he has a very unusual action. He can generate tremendous pace. But to me, it's not so much his pace as his accuracy. You know, to me,
but let me tell you.
Hold on, Lobby, Dr. Compton making a point. Yeah.
To me, Bumrah's strength is not so much his pace as his accuracy. The ability to bowl that ball time and time again at your toes. That to me is the strength of a man. And I to me, he's a brilliant bowler.
But Fountain, I tried that action of Bumrah. I did it in the garden. Like I went and I did it. And I said he must make it. You must pelt it. You must throw it.
Oh, you mean so you try to imitate him? That's what you say?
No,
but
Lobby, Bumrah, no, he's that's a natural thing of his.
He was a black man.
Defect,
because a black man that was there.
Okay, let me ask you a question. On what basis are you saying Bumrah is throwing? Explain to me. Tell me.
You can what you want on what basis?
No, I'm asking you a
question. I will answer that.
To say why.
But Dr. Compton just spoil it for me. You saying something. You have to tell me why you saying that.
But you said, Sibo, you said Mooley. You said Mooley is not a bowler. He's Pelton.
Yes,
right,
because
they gave Mooley the all clear to bowl.
He was called, Murali Farhan was called for throwing in a test match many times. He was called for throwing.
And they said it's okay.
He was called. But I'm saying to you, Bumrah has never been called. He has been tested by the best umpire. So I'm asking you, on what basis you are saying he's throwing?
He's an Indian. They wouldn't call him.
So that's the reason.
And I arrest my case. Arrest my case. I tell you.
Let's move now to the.
No, hold on.
Preparatory game.
No, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, because time is up.
Because we have to get this in right. Because if we're going to have a program, we can't just come and say, well, a man can't
vote. But people have to agree to disagree. We are saying that the West Indies board, we have said here, the West Indies board over the years, we have said something about the board must go this and go, right here. They can do whatever they want.
Yes, but right. if the rule is that your elbows have to be extended or to be straight at the point of delivery,
they have done. This is to accommodate the guys. What they have done the same thing to us in the West Indies, the ICC over the years. They attacked our fast bowlers. All right. Remember Lawson? When Lawson came, everybody said, "Oh, he's throwing Lawson." Everybody said Lawson throwing. All right.
No, but I've looked at Bumrah bowl over and over again. I've not seen it. I think he's just incredibly inaccurate. And to me,
I would train somebody. If I was a cricket coach, Dominica, I'm training any fast bowler to bowl as Bumrah, and you'll see what's going to happen.
You know how many years Bumrah playing cricket now?
I don't answer how many years.
Huh? You know how many years he has been playing?
But Ron, why do you say he's throwing though?
No. I want to move away from that, and I want to focus on the
No. We take it. Run on.
No, because time is up.
No. We were going to discuss something.
Why you want Sebastian?
No, we can't come back to that because we there to educate the public.
Yeah.
So we cannot come here
you're the
and
connoisseur.
make baseless statements.
You're the connoisseur of cricket. I go along with you, Sibo. I not like Globby. You are the connoisseur. You have all the experience, all the knowledge of cricket. I can't argue cricket with you. You have my opinion.
Sibo,
your opinion.
look at Narayan.
Your opinion. But where I want us to go to is the preparatory game, Globby. The preparatory game.
Why Narayan is allowed to why Narayan is allowed to bowl in
Look
the
what you said
IPL?
there. What you said there about Narayan?
Why Narayan is allowed to bowl in the IPL? And we
Why
always
what?
saying,
Why what?
Why is he
Narayan?
Go ahead.
Why is he still bowling
in the IPL and they say he's throwing?
Well, they have reported him for a while. We have a caller there. They have reported him for a while. So hence he can play.
But
they have reported him. Hold on, we have a caller. Good night.
Yeah, Landa, opinion is not truth, you know. Opinion is opinion, but truth is truth. There is a difference between opinion and truth.
Good point.
And if the rule says not true, your opinion stands for nothing.
Good point. What is it? But what I'm saying, we have to deal with facts. We cannot come and make baseless statements. People are listening to us. So what
it's
we're going
not
to
baseless statement, Sibo. It's not baseless.
But
Because
it's
we all agree
baseless.
Narayan.
It's never been called for
baseless
throwing.
statements.
It's never been reported.
I do not agree with you at all.
Emmanuel Lobak, let's leave that alone. That's a connoisseur of cricket.
No, I'm not saying thing because we have to go based on facts. We can say Murali. I like you asked me about Murali Ferran. Murali Ferran was called for throwing and reported several times in Test cricket. So we can say he's throwing. Bumrah has never been reported.
But we all agree that Narayan would not come to play for us because of.
Because I say straight, Maran, we fear that he might be reported, and if he gets reported,
but he's allowed to play in the IPL.
Yes, he's allowed to play in IPL, but you'll be among more scrutiny playing international sports.
Why is he allowed to play in the IPL?
The IPL is a private thing, you know. It's in their thing. It's not the world. It's not a world. It's not a global event. It's not a global event. The IPL is not a global event, like a ICC T20 or ICC World Cup. It's not a global thing.
We
have another caller.
Hold on, Bobby. Good evening. There's too much hypocrisy here.
Good evening.
There's too much hypocrisy in this world.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, people, baby.
Yes.
Lobia, one of the guys mentioned about what is it, Mooley. Now, Mooley is an off spinner. And anytime you bowl in off spin, your palm must be facing down. Anyhow you bowl in off spin and you deliver and you release the ball with your palm facing in God, it means that you have to bend the elbow to do that. It is impossible for you to do that with a straight elbow. And that's what Mooley was doing. When he evented, what was the thing they call him? Is it Dusra?
Yeah.
That delivery thing there too. Only Dusra is must be facing off, and it's impossible for you to do that with a straight elbow. I just want to
a caller in the glory days of Polish Sports Club, you're a very good fast bowler. You're a very good fast bowler. But where I want to go now, because time is up, since I'm the connoisseur of cricket. What I want us to go now is the preparatory game that was done over the last few days for the West Indies team, and the performance of Kapim Hodge, Ali Kafanaz, and also Mr. Louis, young Louis. I want you to comment on that.
No, you go and do that.
Yeah, because those guys batted very well. Kapim Hodge scored a century. Afanaz scored over 70. I thought he would get a century. And Louis got a 50. So he had some good quality batting. But our bowling was very weak. The team from England responded with over 400 runs for 4 wickets. Let's see what happens over the next few days. But going to the test match, I have high expectations of Michael Louis, Mr. Louis grandson, Mr. Louis, what's his first name? Mr. Whitnell Louis grandson. He's got 2 grandsons playing for West Indies. Mr. Whitnell Louis, I salute you for that. And I saw Ali Kafanaz getting 70 odd runs and Kavim Hodge. So I expect those 3 players to perform creditably when they play against England in the test matches.
You know, my
different
concern,
bowling,
my concern about that, well, yeah, is the bowling. That's my concern. I worry about, because we scored 337 runs. They scored that for like 4 wickets, you know. So I think we have a problem with the bowling. It's true, Sharma was not there. Moti was not there, 2 of the better bowlers, but at the same time, the other bowlers did not step up, and that is continuing.
But what about the English bowlers to face now? Look at the English bowlers, gentlemen, going into the day test match. Quality fast bowlers. We have to be prepared for that.
Well, one thing I'll say, on Monday, in a county match, Anderson, Lancashire against Nottinghamshire, in a spell of 10 overs, took 6 for 19. He finished his spell with 7 for 35. Nottinghamshire had to follow on Monday against Lancashire. Jimmy Anderson?
That's my concern, Sebastian. My concern is the quality of bowling. That, you know, another shot, there'll be short pitch deliveries.
What you said that's not a concern?
Regularly.
What you said, not a concern? Anderson? What you said, Anderson, not a concern? Is that what you said?
No. I'm seriously, I am supporting you.
Oh,
my concern
we had quality of bowling in Australia, Lobby, and Afanaz and Kavim Hodge stood up to them. So let's give them a chance.
You know.
They're in English conditions.
Also, Landa, the English conditions, huh? The English conditions.
Yes, that's why
it's still very cold.
Yeah, let us see.
Well, we shouldn't get carried away, really, with that attack you saw today. Really, to be fair, these are young boys under 21. I wouldn't get carried away with that attack. I mean, the real thing will come next week. Yeah,
let's wait and see.
So I wouldn't get carried away
because those same players. We were talking about them in Australia where they had the top Australian attack. And those players stopped Australia. So let's wait and see what happens in England. Because I have confidence in those 2 players, especially Kavim Hodge. If these guys can get their head together and play cricket, not only with their bat, but with their head, I think they can deliver.
You know, I'd love to read something, guys. Somebody says, an analyst on a popular sports program cannot basely and without any analysis basis make statements and present them as facts. That's a little knowledge, guys, right? Anyway, we have to close up now. It's all-time flight, guys. By the time we come here next week, guys, the first test will have started. That will be the second day of the test match next week, Thursday. So we will see what happens. Hopefully, West Indies should be on the ascendancy, we hope. We hope it's next week, Thursday night. So let's see what happens. We will also have the results of by the semi-final we will have known it by then, of the Euros. Wimbledon, we'll probably know the quarterfinalists by then next week as well. So
and then the Tour de France, man, we forgot that. That's my favorite sport, you know. The Tour de France is on. The Tour de France is on.
Oh yeah, yeah, you're right. Yeah. You know,
next
the days gone by. What was his name? Who was involved in
Lance
drugs?
Lance
Armstrong, the guy who cheated for years. I want the Tour de France. Yes. Anyway, on behalf of Dr. Fontaine, Ronald Landa, Labi. Let's say good night to everybody. We'll be back next week. Good night, everybody.
Good night. As an economist, I am not satisfied with happening in Dominica. And I encourage Dominicans to come out on Sunday and give support to the movement for challenging the current administration. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Looking for a quiet, relaxing place to stay? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Leaving the office late and need somewhere close to town? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Have business clients coming in and need accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Looking for group accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Located at 37 Goodwill Road in Portersville, upstairs ACS Supermarket. Enjoy our semi-self-contained rooms with private washroom, bathroom, Wi-Fi, air condition, cable network, mini refrigerator, all in a non-smoking environment. Call or WhatsApp at 1767 275